We have another queer news update, ladies and gentlemen. Queer news update, Dateline California. Now, this is at Breitbart, story by Joel B. Pollack. So, in case you missed it, yesterday, Wednesday in California, the California Assembly passed legislation declaring August as Transgender History Month. Transgender History Month. Can we have a straight history month? How about a pick your nose history month? A month for your dog or cat? How about bipolar manic depressive history month? Be a little depressing. And there are other cities in California who adopted similar legislation back in 2022. But this is a statewide law. And you know what's coming. You know what's coming. It's going to be an LGBTQ plus year. They're going to propose this either at the end of this year, during the 2024 election. You'll see it implemented in 2025, 2026. Now, the bill was authorized by Assembly member Matt Haney, Democrat from San Francisco, of course. And he said, quote, "I couldn't be more proud to have introduced legislation that would designate August as the first statewide Transgender History Month in the nation." Raw. He concluded by saying that California's strongest defense against the anti-trans agenda, where's this anti-trans agenda? Wanting kids not to attend drag shows is not some type of anti-trans agenda. It's common sense. And I'm gay, okay? I'm saying this. To also lift up the history of this community who left their mark on the state, and to talk about transgender lives. Now, the resolution recognizes the suppression of gender variance among indigenous Californians under the rule of Spanish and Anglo settlement. I don't know if people know this or not, but many of the Spaniards are actually dark-skinned because of something called the Moor invasion. Social fluidity. What the hell is social fluidity? Of transgender people during the gold rush. Now, I lived in gold country. I don't ever remember hearing stories about transgender people going down to the gold mine looking for gold. Can you picture that? Dressed in drag, going down to the gold mine? With your hammers and your picks and your tools? Afraid you might lose your wig or a shoe. Actually, definitely hit somebody in the head with a high heel. And celebrating LGBTQ uprisings such as the Compton Cafeteria riot back in 1966. Now, in case you're not familiar, back in 1966, you had a restaurant in the Tenderloin, San Francisco. I think it's still there. It's called Compton Cafeteria. And you had all these people in the LGBTQ community, many of them transgender. They would go there, have coffee, socialize. And the owners started complaining that they were out wearing their welcome. So they were getting harassed by the cops. And one night, one of these cops decided to get fresh with one of these transgender people. Copped him a feel. Next thing you know, he had hot coffee thrown in his face. There were cups and dishes all over the floor. They broke some windows. May have been a couple of fist fights. Some hair pulled. And they rioted for about a day and a half. Compton Cafeteria riot. Then you have the Cooper Donut riot back in '59. That was mentioned in the novel by John Rishi's City of Night. Now, in an interview with CBS News, Jorge Reyes Salinas, who's the community director of Equality California, said this legislation was needed, especially now in a time of constant week-after-week attacks against the LGBTQ plus community. Now, I'm not going to say that you don't have instances out there of people in the LGBTQ community who have been attacked, and that's wrong. But is it an epidemic? Do we need a Transgender History Month? And this is to show that the trans community are not going to give up reinforcing the value of transgender lives, a California value. So this is at Breitbart, the California Assembly passing legislation declaring August as Transgender History Month. And you wait and see, we're going to have a LGBTQ plus year, either in 2025, 2026. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, you know what to do. You can also follow me at Instagram, #JasonComposes. because I write music in my spare time. Or you can go to X, formerly Twitter, Culture Confederacy, at Culture Confed1 on X. This is a Culture Confederacy saying peace out, stay safe, everybody. God bless this thing called the United States. And you know how we do it here. This is with the past, crash with the present. I'll catch you next time, and you all have a great Thursday.